for that event this afternoon.
It sure is. Our stretch of sunshine continues. It's going to continue through the weekend, but then we get into an isolated storm chance. So let's take a look at the headlines. We are going to see warmer weather this afternoon. High temperatures closer to 90 as opposed to the middle and upper 80s. Humidity increasing toward this weekend and tracking a chance for enough rain where it'll soak the roadways, but it's certainly not going to be enough to cause any kind of flooding concerns or make any of the flooding that's still existent any worse. IRMA, thankfully, moving away, the remnants of now tracking into the northeast. For us, we're on the very tail end of the upper level moisture associated with IRMA, and that's manifesting in the form of these high wispy clouds. You can see them on the high resolution satellite imagery. You can actually see jet contrails as well popping up from here and there. So it's amazingly high resolution satellite imagery, and it also lets you see little micro features like this. This is the Yucatan Peninsula, about 300 miles west of Cancun, and this little swirl, not a danger so far as becoming a future tropical system, but we do have to watch swirls like that in the Gulf this time of year because they can pop up unexpectedly. Whatever becomes of this will head northeast toward Florida. Hopefully nothing becomes of that, considering Florida now is recovering from IRMA. So here's the big picture. IRMA moves away. The clouds over our neck of the woods also move away. And as IRMA departs, we look south into the Gulf of Mexico, and the models keep things quiet, which is very nice because as far as the Atlantic Basin goes, we're not quiet. We've got Jose, it's a hurricane, but thankfully Jose looks like it's a very minimal threat to the U.S. mainland. In fact, with winds of 75 miles an hour, it's meandering, it's lollygagging, it'll do a loop-the-loop, and eventually, hopefully, curve on out to sea. Now, there is one model that tries to bring it back toward the Delmarva Peninsula in the northeast, maybe New Jersey, but that would be a far stretch considering it's so far offshore. It's expected to weaken to a tropical storm by early next week. The spaghetti models, all of the hurricane forecast models, well, for the most part, the consensus is they take it out to sea, but a couple you can see try and work it into the northeast. That would be some big flooding. Hey, by the way, 9 years ago today, Ike was striking southeast Texas landfall shortly after 2 a.m., looking at winds at its peak at 110 miles an hour as it approached Galveston, making landfall. And its peak surge was 18 feet, wiping out most of the Bolivar Peninsula, a reminder of how vulnerable we are along the Gulf Coast, if Harvey wasn't a reminder, obviously, as of late. All right, so winds aloft, the fall preview ends. IRMA moves away, so our cooling northerly breeze will end as well. High pressure builds in, and that results in building heat as we head toward the weekend. Right now, it is 82 degrees at Bush, 86 in Galveston. Our dew point temperature a little bit warmer today in the mid-60s, and so that means on the dew point scale that the air today is not dry, it's soft, and it's about to head toward the muggy. So it feels pretty good right now, but that's going to change. You see the purples on the map by the weekend. That indicates the very muggy air making its way into the region. So the Houston area forecast this afternoon, we'll see a high of 88 in the Woodlands. We'll see a high today of 90 in Houston, and a 7-day forecast featuring high temperatures back to the 90s for the next several days until we catch a rain chance this weekend at 40% on Sunday for the max. That means scattered showers and thunderstorms, but again, no flood threat from those storms.
Those are good words to hear.
Yes.
Thank you, Brooks. Coming up.